Let's get it.
First topic, my friend Cameron. What do you think about what he said about being Black American instead of African American? And as someone who is from Somali descent, do you feel like
Yeah.
there's division between Africans and also Black Americans? How do you guys view us? I know you're not the spokesperson, by the way, but like, is he saying? What is true? Is it not true? Let me know.
You know what's it called? First of all, like, don't forget, I'm Canadian as well, right? So for
True,
us, we don't really look at race the same way that you guys look at race. That's number one.
true,
So,
true.
so it's weird because like you don't ever hear saying, "Oh, I'm African Canadian." Like you don't ever hear Canadians saying that. Just that you say you're African
I ain't never hear
or you're
that.
Canadian. You never hear it. You can never hear it. But like when you go on the other side of the pond, you hear African American, African versus this and that. You know, and so these conversations are kind of like a strange
Right.
side. You know, it's not the typical like the typical things that we talk about now. But America has been dyed in race so much that these topics are prevalent, you know. So when people, so unless you have walked a mile in their shoe, you'll never understand it, or you'll never get it, you know. And like what he's talking about, to some degree, it is true
Yep.
because these people are the descendants of XY people that came prior to them, and they've seen the change in the country to the point where they are now. Now these new people that are coming, they don't have the same struggles as the ones that are currently been living here, so,
Hmm.
or living there, so they don't understand it. So there is a divide, even though the color of the skin is the same. There is a divide, so they can't speak on each other. However, the African Americans don't know the struggles that the Africans have gone through as well. The ones that
Hmm.
have come to the country and immigrated and all that stuff. So they don't get it. So there's a there's like a barrier, you know, like there's a
Yeah.
barrier, there's an entry point. So they don't get it. And then also, do you remember that interview that Morgan Freeman did a couple years ago, where
Okay.
I forgot which talk show he was on, and
Right.
then the talk show host asked him, "How do you identify yourself?" And he's like, "I'm American." He goes, "Oh, you're not
Hmm.
African American?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I am American." He goes, "Why you don't hear people say, 'Oh, I'm white American, Mexican American, Asian American'? No,
Right.
they just say American. But when we say
Facts.
black people, we call them African Americans. Why is that? You know?" And it was like a very like legit question. Like, why do
Yeah, it
we
was.
just classify African Americans rather than Americans? Like, if you've lived there, you have all these papers, you have the documents, you are a citizen. Why aren't you just American? Why are you
Hmm.
African American? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Oh yeah.
So that division in words alone makes people feel that they're different. You know what I'm saying? And then so what he has um does have, what do you call it, substance behind it, and
Hmm.
and then to his point as well, you can see the difference in people. Like you can see it's the African Americans. they've they've been through cycles where it's very hard to break very hard to break in different parts the poverty cycle. It's very hard to break it. Do you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
You're
While
right.
an African is coming into the country with most of them with the notion that if I make it, my whole family makes it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
That's very
So
true. You're doing it for your family.
you're doing it
It's
for your
very
family,
true.
bro. You're doing it
Yep.
for your family. You're the same as you have the immigrant hustle, the immigrant mentality. So whatever I'm
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah. AB, you made a good point. You made me think of something. A lot of the Africans that I knew, that I went to school with, and that I know in real life, it's a stereotype that Americans are lazy with the opportunity that they have, with the passport that they have. That if they
correct.
were in this position in America with an American passport, that I would do double what the
Yeah.
African American has done. Do you think that's a real thing where, Black Americans are not taking the opportunity as seriously with the passports and all the benefits of being an American citizen? Is that true?
No, it is true to a certain degree, but
Okay.
you also have to take it to the point. Look, right. So this is a very, you're walking through landmines. Okay. So to a certain degree, it is true, and I'm not
Hmm.
going to deny it. But these people, through years and years, have also been through trauma and of so many things, of their grandparents, of still holding the last name of their slave
Hmm.
owners. Of There's so many, like, if the more you peel the onion, the deeper you see it gets. So it's
Yeah.
not as simple as it is. Well, these Africans are fresh. Yeah, they have problems in their own countries, but they're coming with the hope and faith that this opportunity will change their lives.
Yeah.
So it's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. Now, how long do African Americans in the States have to feel sorry for themselves and not
Mm.
see the opportunities that they can?
Victimhood, right? Is that
Victimhood.
you're talking about
That's
victimhood? Right. Right.
victimhood. How
Hmm.
long do we have? And and then it's not up to me,
Mm.
and I can't tell them, like, oh, like, stop crying over spilled milk and
Right.
blah, blah, because it is indigenous. Not indigenous. It's called not indigenous. What's the word? I forgot the word. But
Yeah.
it is lack of empathy. So I can't say that. I can't, because
Hmm.
I don't know their struggles. I don't know what they've been through. I can't. It's like me going to, like, someone who just lost their parents and be like, "Don't worry, things will get better."
Yeah.
It's not it. It's not it. So both sides have a point, and also these guys, the Africans, think that the African Americans are lazy because they see all the food on their table, the opportunity on the table. They see it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not present in their what do you call it? Where they're coming from, and the
Right.
African Americans and the but they also, the Africans don't see all of the years of trauma and the shadow that's so large behind the African Americans. They don't see it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They only see what's in front. So they see the strong passport. They see the opportunities into their strong currency and make double of whatever an African can make. They see the opportunity to do business and so forth. And, they see all these things, but they don't know what those things came at a cost of.
That's very true. And just to let you know, AB, it's a little bit of delay on my end in terms of your visual. So I'm just trying to follow what you're saying, and try
Okay.
to get in as much as I can. Just let you know that. Um,
I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem, man. No problem. The thing is too, AB. We talked about the victimhood thing, and that's a real concept in Black America
Hmm.
because a lot of people feel like, okay, we're at a point now and in a generation now where we have all the resources and the information to make a move. Maybe our parents did not have it. Maybe they had to go through civil rights and go to
Correct.
school being called the N word and being harassed. And really, America never really integrated as much in terms of education. You still went to school most of the time with large population of your people that from you. You didn't really
Yeah.
go to another school that was maybe you're the only Black person and things like that. It didn't happen right away like that, right?
True.
So the thing is, it took time to even get to that point. But like my parents, they are civil rights parents,
Mm.
and so they went through things, right? There was really a system that you can see that was oppressing them.
They seen it.
But
They lived through
as
it.
yeah, been through it. Tell me stories. But now my generation, I felt like my parents literally, I guess, sacrificed so much just so I can be in a position that I am in today.
Correct.
And with the advent of technology, there's a lot more information to be shared. There's not as
Correct.
many gatekeepers anymore, right? Where
No.
back in the day, if my mom had to know something about expat teaching, because she was a teacher, right? She
Mm.
had to learn from someone who put her down and gave her the referral to go overseas and to contact this school or to go to this education fair. Now I can go online and check out everything that I need to apply, and I don't even have to talk to someone about it or get a referral about an expat experience as a teacher.
No.
So it's a
You
lot
don't.
different now. And I do believe that there is a bit of victimhood is the truth, but there is also still some bias in people's hearts and minds when it comes to hiring.
Absolutely, there is. Listen.
Yes.
you will never change human bias. It's impossible. You can't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Human bias, this nepotism, favoritism, human bias, these things will always exist in every level of institution, whether it's education, whether it's healthcare, whether it's real estate, whatever it's hospitality, whatever it is. There always be some kind of gate, whatever religion, skin color, gender, whatever it is, creed,
Whatever system we're talking about. Yeah.
whatever it
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Whatever it
and
is.
the sooner you understand the game, the easier it is for you to play it. So what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
I know for a fact, based on my skin tone, I won't be allowed into certain circles. So I can feel sorry for myself. Okay, I can be like, oh, it's called the world hates me.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not part of XYZ club or whatever it is, right? Or I can change my mindset and find people like myself, either same mindset, same skin
Yep.
color, same whatever, and we can create our own space.
Yep.
And that's
Yep.
and that's the only way you can. If there's ever an obstacle where you can't get through it, can't go around it, can't go over it, can't go under it, then you have to forget the obstacle and create a whole different building. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
No.
create a whole.
Absolutely.
That's it.
But but you found your tribe, and
Yes.
sometimes all it is just finding our tribe to validate the journey that we're on. Right?
Bingo.
And if
Bingo.
I can validate that journey with these other like-minded individuals, then I can prosper too. There
Correct.
was where I'm from, like where my family's from in Newark, New Jersey. There were, I think, a trio of doctors that went to school in Newark. And if
Mm.
anyone knows Newark, Newark is a very rough place to live, but it's it's a nice place, nice people, but very rough place. And what happened? These guys had the dream of being doctors together, and they all graduated and were successful doctors. I think they wrote a book as well about their experience growing up in the inner city and becoming all becoming doctors, right? That was their dream. But they
Hmm.
were a tribe that never left each other. They were true
Bingo.
brothers in that sense, and they
Mm.
overcome the odds. We have so many stories of people overcoming odds.
But
Black,
also,
white, Latino, Asian, right? People
yeah, man.
overcome odds every single day and continue to do that. And as Muslims, as you know, we are nothing but our response to trials and tribulations in life and how it tests our faith negatively or
Bingo.
positively, right? How do we respond? That's what
Yeah.
it is. And so I do think there's a system that's in place, but I do think more and more as well, we have to overcome victimhood because there are too many examples of how we can overcome victimhood to get to where we need to be, right? And be grateful for where we are in our station in life. So I hear you on that. I think the other thing, just to close out the topic, um, I do think there is some level of people that are, like, say, Africans that are coming over to America. You have to pay some level of respect to what Black Americans have done to develop the great country, quote unquote, of the United States of America. If it
Facts.
wasn't for African American labor and intelligence, right, and then mobilization and coordination, America wouldn't be what it is today. If it wasn't for their help in the Civil War, in the Revolutionary War, right?
Facts. Facts.
I mean, this the whole starting point of American history is also Black history as well.
Correct.
So I do think there needs to be some respect given to that. Um,
But the thing
Also,
is,
as well,
but also,
be yeah. Go ahead, go brother.
sorry to cut you off.
You good, brother?
The respect goes back to African Americans don't know their own history that well as well, or the new generation, not the old one. Your
Yeah,
parents,
yeah.
they don't know. Like your parents have sacrificed so much, and your grandparents have sacrificed so much,
Mhm.
but but you don't know this history. So when an African comes, if you don't know your history, how am I supposed to appreciate your history? You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Don't
the
get in
issue. You
trouble,
know,
AB. You
but
saying the truth, though. You saying the truth.
no, but we have to keep it a buck, which I agree with you,
Hmm.
100%. Africans do have to appreciate the 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 road that's been paved for them. You're right,
Yeah.
absolutely right. But if the keepers of this road don't understand how this road was made, then how am I going to appreciate a road? I'm just going to just, oh, this road was here when I came. Now I'm going to use it myself. And and
Hmm.
and and if there's no legend or there's no sign saying this road was paved by the brave people of so and so for doing so and so things and around so and so time, then I will then it's not my history because I know where I came from. I came from this
Yeah.
country in Africa, so I know where I came from and I know where I'm going. I'm trying to
Right.
get these. I'm trying to make this money and get this opportunity and bring my family and get this green card. And
Right.
I know my goal. You know what I'm saying? I
Absolutely.
know I'm not. Uh, I'm an immigrant to this country and I'm trying to acclimate to the country and all these things. And I have my things. I have my mind set. You know what I'm saying? But if the keepers, the ones that have inherited this responsibility, don't know what's going on, then the fact of the matter is you won't get that connection of understanding, acknowledgement, empathy. You won't get it.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you're right, man. And I will say this though, being in Qatar, I would say that comparing what I'm about to say to what Cameron said about the Olympics, where you're only considered an American at that time, right?
When
Now,
you win, if you
when
win,
you win, if you lose,
yeah.
you.
If you
That's
lose,
a good point. That's funny.
if no, bro, it's not Cameron, bro. Every
Mm.
uh Ozil said it. Ozil, the German midfielder said it. Uh,
Oh, soccer
Karim,
player. Yes. Yes.
yeah, Karim Benzema said it. All these guys.
Hmm.
Karim Benzema said, "When I score, I'm French. When I play like when I don't score or I play like crap, I'm a terrorist or whatever. I'm Muslim." He said it,
Hmm.
and then Ozil
Mm.
said the same thing as well. And Ozil was one of the few players that like because the minute he started talking about the Uyghurs in
Oh
China,
yeah, China. Yeah.
and he got sacked by the German team immediately. Like he got sacked. And then like he had a hard time finding teams afterwards to play for, and then he had to retire. Ozil could have still been.
Good.
Ozil was one of the best midfielders, like of whatever it is. Like
Right.
so, and but due to but going back to your point with Cameron, he is right. You're
Hmm.
only American if you produce something for the country.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And then also in Qatar, this is the first time I've ever been called an American without being a Black American, without having something affixed to that title, just
Yeah.
American. I
Mm.
remember approaching a man. Actually, I didn't approach him. He approached me, and I was at the post office, and he thought I was Egyptian, old man. And I said, I don't know Arabic, man. I'm sorry. Whatever. I'm American. I'm a Black American. And this is when I first got to Qatar. He said, "Oh, you're Egyptian." I said, "No, I'm not." He said, "Oh, you American?" I said, "No, I'm Black American." He said, "No, you American only. The Black doesn't matter." And he made me know right away. And every time I go anywhere, you're American. I don't hear Black American like I used to hear in the
Mm.
U.S. So it's actually
No.
refreshing just to be called American instead of Black American. Um, but I think we baked this, I know, really profound responses, AB. I really appreciate that. I really
Likewise,
wanted to
bro.
get your response from as soon as I saw the clip. So we're
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
transition now